On the last day of senior year, our class president dropped a message into the group chat before most of us had even left the parking lot. Where should we go for our graduation trip? The replies came fast. Beach house, Cancun, New York, Europe, go big or go home. I had no intention of joining the conversation. I knew what would happen if I did. I had spent 4 years being known as the girl whose parents owned a travel agency. That meant people expected free advice, free planning, and a discount deep enough to hurt. Then Noah Miller, our class president, texted me privately. Emma, your parents do international tours, right? Could you ask about Europe? If we have enough people, maybe we can get a group rate. My parents owned Pacific Bridge Travel in Portland, Oregon. It was not a tiny storefront selling mystery bus trips. My dad had worked for years as a tour director before opening the agency. My mom handled contracts, insurance, hotel partners, emergency plans, and all the paperwork travelers never thought about until something went wrong. I grew up in that office. Other kids spent summers at camp. I spent mine printing luggage tags, checking passport copies, sorting travel insurance forms, and listening to my mother say, if it isn't in the contract, it doesn't exist. So when my classmates talked about Europe like it was a cheap weekend getaway, I knew better. Flights cost money, hotels cost money, drivers, guides, insurance, museum tickets, tips, meals, taxes, and emergency support all cost money. Nothing overseas was free. That night, my parents helped me price a student graduation tour, 10 days and 9 nights, Germany, Austria, the Czech Republic, and Switzerland, round-trip flights from Seattle to Frankfurt on a major airline, 4-star hotels, 2 students to a room, private coach, licensed tour director, travel insurance, breakfast every morning. Major attractions included no forced shopping, no hidden fees. The price was $4,850 per person. My mom tapped her pen against the quote, "We're barely making anything." My dad smiled. They're Emma's classmates. Think of it as goodwill. The next morning, when we returned to school to pick up graduation paperwork, I brought 40 printed itineraries. At first, everyone loved it. Prague? Seriously? We're going to the Alps? 4-star hotels. That's actually pretty nice. People passed the pages around. Some were already asking when deposits were due. Then Savannah Brooks laughed from her seat by the window. Savannah was the kind of girl people watched even when she did nothing. Long blonde hair, perfect makeup, expensive clothes, and enough TikTok followers to make half the junior class copy her outfits. She lifted her phone. $4,850, she said. Emma, you really know how to do business. The classroom went quiet. I looked at her. Savannah turned her screen toward everyone. It was a screenshot from a live stream travel sale. Europe, 7 countries, 13 days. Original price $999, graduation special $199, flights, hotels, and attractions included. No hidden fees. Several classmates rushed over. Wait, that's more than $3,000 cheaper. How is Emma's that expensive? Savannah shrugged like she was only trying to be fair. I'm just thinking about everyone. We just graduated. Not everybody's parents can spend almost $5,000 on a trip. Then she looked at me with a soft smile. Emma, I understand your family has a business, but we're classmates. You don't have to make that much money off us. Heat rose in my face. Round-trip airfare to Europe in peak season can cost close to that by itself, I said. If someone is selling 13 days in 7 countries for $1,499s, you need to ask what isn't included. Savannah's eyes widened. So you're saying I'm lying? I'm saying you should verify the company. She scrolled through a customer service chat and held up the phone again. They said they have student promotional rates, bulk discounts, and special live sale inventory. They send groups to Europe all the time. Blake Carter leaned against a desk and smiled. Blake came from money. His family owned several commercial properties downtown, and he acted like that made him untouchable. He and Savannah had been flirting for months. Emma, relax, he said. You don't have to scare everyone just because Savannah found a better deal. I stared at him. He went on loud enough for the room to hear. Besides, didn't your parents' agency get blasted online last year? Something about a guide taking people to buy fake designer bags? My face went cold. He knew that story was false. A man on one of our Paris tours had bought a designer bag for his mistress. After he got home, he bought a fake one to fool his wife. When his wife discovered the truth, she came to our office screaming that our guide had taken him to a counterfeit shop. My parents spent weeks proving we had nothing to do with it. Blake knew. At the time, he had texted me, "Don't let it get to you." People lie now. He had thrown the rumor back at me in front of everyone. The mood shifted. The classmates who had been excited a minute earlier quietly set down my itinerary. Almost $5,000 is a lot. My parents would never agree. If Europe can be fun $499, why pay more? I gathered the extra papers from the desks. I'm not forcing anyone, I said. I'm only giving you a real option, but if a trip is priced far below cost, there is always a reason. Please ask your parents to check the contract, the company license, payment method, flights, hotels, and insurance. Savannah smiled. Don't worry, I'll handle it. Then she added, if we get 35 people, they'll comp 2 spots. Her eyes flicked toward Blake. He grinned. Let's go with Savannah's trip, he said. The money we save can pay for shopping in Europe. People cheered. I stopped arguing. Some traps are obvious from the outside, but when people want the bait badly enough, they call every warning jealousy. When I told my parents that night, my mom gave a cold laugh. 13 days in Europe for $1,999s? Is this a travel company or a charity? My dad did not laugh. Have they signed contracts? I don't think so. Savannah is collecting passport photos and deposits through Venmo. My mom's face changed. A personal account? I nodded. She was quiet for a moment. Warn them one more time, she said. After that, they choose for themselves. So I posted in the group chat. For international travel, please confirm the seller of travel registration, the legal company name on the contract, whether payment goes to a business account, confirmed airline ticket numbers, hotel names, travel insurance policy numbers, and a written list of included and excluded costs. Savannah replied almost immediately. Emma, can you stop being negative? We get that you're upset you didn't get the business, but we're adults. We can make our own decisions. Blake followed. Nobody owes you money, let it go. A few others joined in. Savannah is just trying to help. This is kind of embarrassing, Emma. I looked at the screen for 2 seconds. Then I left the group chat. Less than a minute later, Blake texted me. Why'd you leave guilty? I did not answer. He sent another message. Savannah said they might give you a free spot if you stop making drama. We're all classmates. Don't be ungrateful. I finally replied. No, my phone rang, I answered. What is wrong with you? Blake snapped. They're offering you Europe for free and you're acting offended? I leaned back in my chair. Do your parents know you're booking a $1,499 Europe trip through a live stream link? He paused. That's none of your business. You don't need the discount, I said. You're doing doing this because Savannah gets a free spot if enough people sign up. And if there are 2 free spots, one goes to her and one goes to you. Silence. I had guessed right. Then his voice turned angry. You think you know everything. I know what things cost. When we're taking pictures in Paris, don't come crying. He hung up. I looked at my phone. Crying was not what worried me. The airline seats and hotel rooms my parents had held for our class had to be confirmed within 3 days. Since my class refused the trip, our agency would lose part of the deposit. My mom was preparing to cancel everything when Nora Bennett walked into our office. Nora was from the neighboring senior homeroom. We had worked together on the school podcast. She was calm, practical, and always prepared. I heard your class isn't taking the Europe trip, she said. No, can our homeroom take it? I blinked. You mean the 4,851? She held up the itinerary I had shown her earlier. My parents read it. They said the price makes sense. Our parent chat discussed it too. Everyone agrees we'd rather pay for something safe. My mom stepped forward. We can still hold the space, she said, but we require signed contracts, parent consent, emergency contacts, and payment through the agency account. Nora nodded. That's exactly why we want you. The next day, 3 parent representatives came in with folders. They asked about insurance, flight changes, medical emergencies, hotel locations, cancellation terms, lost passports, and emergency support. My mom answered every question patiently. When one parent apologized for asking so much, my mom shook her head. We like questions, she said. It's silence that scares us. 3 days later, 42 students from Nora's homeroom were fully booked. Their departure date was the same as my class's bargain trip. Our group would fly from Seattle to Frankfurt. Savannah posted a screenshot of her ticket on Instagram. Graduation trip starts now. Europe, here we come.
To continue, tap the arrow in the bottom right corner and copy the link, then tap the CapCut icon in the bottom left. Finally, click the red button.